Okay. And can we talk about your work at Early Bird a little bit?
Yes, happy to talk about that. Yeah.
And so maybe just so that the audience understands, what kind of startups you invest in and at what stage.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Early Bird Venture Lab, we do three things. We invest in startups, which is crazy that, I can say that, like we put money in startups, we do strategy for them.
Okay.
So strategy is how to win. Like Nairobi was really crap because in 2017, 93% of the money coming into the Kenyan ecosystem was going to companies that have a foreign founder. Now we've moved that. I think now we are north of 50%, which is great. And like one of the companies that I work with, MarketForce, raised the biggest Series A, $40 million in East and Central Africa.
Correct.
And it's 2 Kenyan founders.
Amazing.
I mean, like it's taken a short period of time, but you can see like the work that has been happening in the ecosystem is starting to bear fruits. So yeah, second is strategy. How do you build companies that are going to be Pan-African, if not global? If you look at maybe like Estonia is a country with 2 million people, but they produce more unicorns per capita, so you have TransferWise, you have Spotify, I mean, Bolt. It's just kind of like they've decided we build for the world. And for me, I'm like, okay, I have one life. Can I do that? So we are building for the world, but we are based in the continent. Then we do interesting things to help grow, so acquisitions, market expansion, so we are a full service shop,
Okay.
Working with the most fun and the fastest growing tech startups in Africa.
Fantastic.
Yes. Yeah.
So I have a question for you. You mentioned a little bit about the brain trust and
Yes.
how can people in diaspora perhaps be more connected?
Yes.
So my question for you, have you identified any potential streams whether it's capital or serving on boards of startups, and are you exploiting that in any way? Because maybe for some people, coming back is not an option. I mean, they've got to that stage.
Yes. So there are companies that I like, Flutterwave, Paystack, these are unicorns or soonicorns. And when I go to New York, so like I was in London with, an employee force from Paystack, and when we have Google employees, you have Google employees in 190 countries, right? You have Facebook employees, so when you build a fast growing tech startup, it's only a matter of time still you have to employ people in New York and London, some in like the 30 countries that we are working with. So I think what I would encourage people is to think that there are many ways where you can be engaged with African tech startups. As you're saying, you could be on the money side, so after a certain point, most of the money we raise is from all over the world. So you could be a director of capital to the continent. There are things that are hard to employ for anywhere, like good tech talent,
Totally, yeah.
We have teams sitting, in Portugal, we have teams sitting in India. The most interesting is that a couple of my companies now are exposed to companies sitting in Ukraine, and that is tricky right now. We spent all of last month trying to figure out, okay, how can we help, people who we work with, either find a safer place to work or move, but that's how global the ecosystem has become.
Exactly.
Yeah. So anyone who wants to engage, I think just start doing the work that somebody needs to do to know people.
Yeah.
And people want to help. People want to help and companies are hiring. And if you are good, okay, so this is not like, we hire anyone. But if you are good, right, you will get a place anywhere in the world.
That's true.
Yes. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.